What's up, guys? Obviously, it's Captain Obvious, and welcome to Battlefield 3 Expanded Analysis. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the Battlefield 3 patch changes for the upcoming update. This will be part 5, going over individual weapon changes. Remember to check out the playlist links in the description for any past episodes you may have missed, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, like I said in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Battlefield 3 patch changes for all the individual weapons in their classes. Now, this is going to be over recoil pattern changes, accuracy changes, damage changes, but there will be no numbers talked about in this video. That will be restricted to Battlefield 3 analysis once the patch comes out. I'll be talking about the light machine guns first, so let's get right into this. The M27 IAR has received no change. The RPK-74M, the initial recoil and vertical recoil have been reduced. The RPK-74M is a more stable firing platform than compared to the M27, though it lacks the M27's higher rate of fire. M249 has an additional recoil that has been added to it. The M249 is the fastest firing belt-fed light machine gun, giving a superior suppressive and damage abilities. The initial recoil makes it a bit harder to run and gun while making a little overall impact on performance. The Type 88 LMG has received a slightly increased initial recoil, and the muzzle drift has been reduced. The Type 88 fires the slowest out of all the medium caliber LMGs, and it is very controllable. The PKP has had a reduced recoil and a slightly added initial recoil, and the damage has been increased at maximum range. The PKP is the heaviest caliber light machine gun in the game. It's very, very powerful, and they're making this power even more. The M60 has received an initial recoil, actually reduced initial recoil, and the damage has been increased at all ranges. It's a very controllable weapon, and it's one of the most controllable out of the LMG class. The M240B has received an initial recoil, and the damage has been increased at all ranges. It's the fastest firing medium machine gun, and has a very substantial muzzle kick and drift. And the QBB-95 has received a reduced to its total recoil, but increased muzzle drift and initial recoil. It's a highly mobile light machine gun, which is why it's receiving these changes. The MG36 has received an initial recoil, and it has a fast firing 750 rounds per minute, and it's a nice middle ground. It's kind of the hybrid between the assault rifles and the LMGs, and it's very medium, standard light machine gun. So now let's look at the shotguns. The 870 MCS has received no change. The Dow 12, the pellets have been reduced from 12 to 9. The M1014, the rate of fire has been increased from 200 to 210. And the pellets have been reduced from 12 to 9. It's going to increase its CQB thanks to its higher rate of fire. The S12K has given increased extended magazine from 8 to 10. And the pellets have been fired from 12 to 9, so you'll be firing less pellets in one shot. The MK3A1 has increased magazine capacity from 8 to 12 for normal and extended mag respectively, and reduced the total pellets from 12 to 9. USAS 12 has received an initial recoil and reduced the pellets fired from 12 to 9. The USAS 12 has a high rate of fire, and this recoil should help balance it out with the other shotguns. There's nothing in here about USAS frag rounds. Let's hope that somewhere else in the patch notes it's there. Now let's look at the carbines. M4A1 has received no change. The M4 has received an increased vertical recoil and a reduced horizontal recoil. The AKS-74U has received reduced initial recoil and reduced vertical recoil. It's a very controllable carbine, which is increasing this furthermore. The SG553 has reduced initial recoil and vertical recoil. It's a lower firing carbine and has great controllability. That's why they're reducing the recoil. The A91 has received no change. The G36C has been reduced its initial recoil, and it's a well-rounded carbine with medium range and medium rate of fire. Scar H has increased damage at maximum range and increased maximum range of the round. It's a very slow firing carbine, and this is going to increase its punch at closer and maximum range. The G53, or the HK53 as some of you guys call it, has reduced recoil and drift, and recoil settle times now similar to the other carbines. QBZ95B has reduced muzzle sway. Recoil settle times now similar to the other carbines. And it's very steady on the move with a lower rate of fire for controllable shots at longer range. Now let's look at the assault rifles. The AK-74M has received a reduced initial recoil and vertical recoil. The M16A3 has received no change. The M16A4 has increased vertical recoil and reduced horizontal recoil. The M416 has received no change. The AEK-971 has increased initial recoil and reduced aimed accuracy slightly. The F2000 has reduced vertical recoil, increased zoomed accuracy slightly. Wow, that's pretty cool. The A94 has received reduced vertical recoil, and the recoil in full auto has also been reduced. The G3A3 has received increased damage at all ranges and reduced vertical recoil. The KH2002 has received no change. The FAMAS has different stats on all three platforms, so they're actually making it uniform to all platforms now, and it will have a 25-round magazine, which is pretty awesome. Now let's take a look at the PDWs. The PP2000 has a reduced initial recoil. The UMP45 has reduced accuracy loss during full auto. The MP7 has received no change. The AS Val has increased vertical recoil now and reduced first shot recoil, and reduced accuracy on the move. The PDWR has reduced initial recoil. The P90 also has reduced initial recoil. The PP19 has received increased base damage, and it has received a slightly reduced initial recoil. This is going to be awesome because the PP19 was very, very underpowered in the last update when Carbine came out. So let's hope this fixes it up and increases the damage slightly in order to make it more potential at closer range. So I want to mention one thing. All the assault rifles and the LMGs, from what I've heard, have received an increased maximum range damage to 18.4. It used to be 17. I'm not quite certain that this is true. We'll find out eventually if it is when the patch actually comes out. In the next episode, I'll be taking a look at the weapon accessories, which means your scopes, bipods, foregrips, etc. And if we have time, I'll do gadgets, and that will finish up this series on the Battlefield 3 patch update changes. It's been a really awesome time making these videos. I think they come out really well, and hopefully all these changes actually make Battlefield 3 a whole lot more enjoyable experience, because this patch has taken a while to come out. And let's just hope that they actually make a difference in the way Battlefield 3 plays. Remember to check out the playlist links in the description to any past Battlefield 3 analysis videos you may have missed. Remember to give this video a like on it and comment. And as always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.